So presidential candidate Tim Ryan, who is somehow still in the race, even though he said I'm suspending my campaign, and it was like a month ago, and he's polling at like 1%. He spoke to Cenk Uygur, and he gave a really cringeworthy answer on a question about Medicare for all.
Let's say that a Warren or a Sanders wins, just for a second, okay? And you're in Congress, and they say, Tim, I need your vote on Medicare for all. What do you do?
I would not if it's taking private insurance away. I think if we build the alternative system, let people get in over time if they like it, let it compete with the private insurance. And as I said, I think this is a very risky proposition. You look at the number of union people in these industrial states, they like their health insurance. They've negotiated it, they've sacrificed wages for it. And I think us going in there saying, we know you really like it, and we know your wages are down, and the whole world's collapsing around you, but we got a better idea for you. That's a loser in my mind.
You know they have insurance. They'd have the Medicare insurance rather than the private insurance. You think they still would prefer their private insurance even though it covers less?
Here's what I'm saying. This is a bird in the hand, okay? And people don't trust politicians. They don't trust Washington. Democrats, Republicans. So any politician saying, we're going to take what you like best in your life, the most security you have in your life is your health insurance, we're going to force you to get rid of that. That's not a winner.
Who has ever said that their health insurance company is the thing that's most secure to them? Like, this is the thing that they hold dear. I'm sure they've said that about their doctor, not at all about their health insurance company. Listen, what they are arguing for is the right to be price gouged by a mafia. Let me repeat that. They're arguing for the right to be price gouged by a mafia, an unnecessary middleman. That's what he's arguing for. Now, by the way, I found it hilarious when he was like, people don't trust politicians. That's right. They don't trust politicians like you, who keep telling us better things aren't possible. They don't trust politicians like you because they think you're doing the bidding of the for-profit health insurance companies. Because you are. Because you are. This old talking point of like, unions have negotiated, bro, for like their private health insurance. So what are you going to do? You going to take it away from them? That talking point has to die because so many unions support Medicare for all. By the way, you know what else would happen if you have Medicare for all? You take the cost of health insurance off the back of the business, and then the unions can negotiate with the businesses for higher wages. So you can get the same effective pay, and instead of the money that was going to your for-profit health insurance, you can get that back now as pay. So you would get a pay increase, and you'd also have your Medicare for all insurance, which you're paying less through taxes and getting more, by the way. All these health insurance plans, private health insurance plans, are more restrictive by definition because Medicare for all covers everything, including vision and dental. So, it's just, he's a mess. He's trying to portray himself as like, I'm the pro-worker candidate. And it's like, but all the things you're for are not pro-worker. You're not for the things that would massively help workers. Bernie Sanders is. So what a joke of a candidate. And then, the most important point to make about this is as follows. This is why primary elections are so important, guys. Because the fact of the matter is, Bernie Sanders is going to have to fight his own party to try to get his agenda implemented. And, thankfully, he's made crystal clear he's ready for that fight, and he's going to do it. He's going to use the bully pulpit. He's going to do rallies in the states of these vulnerable Democrats and go after them. He's going to let them know, hey, you either vote for my plan here, which is for the American people, or you lose your political career. So he's going to do the right thing, but he's running into a freight train, guys. And, of course, that's the Republicans who are going to block everything come hell or high water, but it's also the centrist corporate Democrats. So this is why primaries are so important, and this is why you have to get involved. By the way, I highly recommend go check Our Revolution. Go check the Justice Democrats website and see who's running, see who's involved. For example, I know that Paula Jean Swearingen is running again. And, of course, I wish her well, and I hope that you guys, if you're in West Virginia, definitely support her, definitely get involved. You have to keep your eye out, and you have to stay involved because we need people who agree with the agenda in order to get the agenda passed. It's not just enough to get just a president. And guys like Tim Ryan have got to go, or they've got to be cowed. We've got to make them bend to our will. And then the second point is, this is why even if Bernie gets elected, we have to hit the streets. We have to get directly involved. We have to apply pressure to these politicians. There has to be a mass movement, and you have to think of it like the civil rights movement. Power concedes nothing. So we all got to get out there, and we all got to march on Washington and have a very clear things that we're fighting for. Hey, why are we marching? Well, we're all marching here for Medicare for all and free college and a living wage and ending the wars and a Green New Deal and legalizing marijuana. I mean, maybe you break it up a little bit here in terms of certain issues are focused on, but we got to do it. It's got to be done because they ain't going to concede anything unless they feel like they don't have a choice.